Hello, all. Welcome to the workshop. We are waiting for the expert to join in. After that, we'll start the class. Thank you so much for joining in today's session. Hello, all. Welcome to the workshop. Sir is joining us in 5 minutes. There's some network issue from his side. He's just fixing it within 5 minutes and is joining within 5 minutes. Thank you so much for joining and sorry for the inconvenience caused. Hello all, welcome to the workshop. We'll be starting in 5 to 10 minutes from now. Expert is facing some network issue due to that, like he's delaying the joining because he's trying, but he's not able to join. But he have told me that he will be joining in 5 minutes. So just give us 5 minutes time. We'll be starting the workshop after that. Thank you so much for understanding. Thank you so much. Hello, the expert has joined us and we'll be starting the workshop in just one minute from now. Hello, sir. Welcome to the workshop. Please turn on the video and audio and everything. Just test it out once so that we can go ahead with the workshop.
Yes, definitely. Good afternoon to all of you. Happy Sunday to all of you. Welcome on the board. Myself, Rajanish Patil. Just wait a moment. I am just sorting out the technical glitches from my side.
Sir, as you're ready, we can go ahead with the workshop,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, sir.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
And welcome all to the workshop. We'll be starting in just a few minutes from now. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yes, everything is okay. Namaskar, dosto. Let's begin with the workshop. How to make investment in the small case or a small cap. First of all, I would like to introduce you with the concept of investment. So, most of all, you have invested in some way or other. So, first of all, one thing comes in our mind: what is the meaning of investment? Why people invest somewhere? You might invested your money in a saving bank account, in fixed deposit account. Some might have heard regarding post office saving accounts. These are all traditional and safe investment. The return provided by this investment is in the form of interest. So what is the meaning of investment exactly? You are parting with your current money. आप लोग आपके पैसों के साथ पार्ट कर रहे हो. You are parting with your current money at present. It means that there is outflow of money. यानी आपके पास से पैसा जा रहा है. आपके पास से पैसा क्यों जा रहा है? तो आपको कुछ तो भी पैसा कमाने का है. It means you are expecting some kind of inflow in the future. So you are expecting some kind of inflow in the future with the help of some outflow at present. So इसके बीच में जो अंतर आएगा, that is a time horizon जो आएगा बेटा. Sorry, my dear friends. जो क्लासेस में पढ़ाने की आदत है, दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट आई ऑलवेज यूज टू बेटा. सो जो टाइम होराइजन आएगा इसके बीच में फ्रेंड्स, आउटफ्लो और इनफ्लो के बीच में, प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर के बीच में जो टाइम होराइजन आएगा, ये टाइम होराइजन ही आपको कमा के देगा जो पैसा. एंड जो पैसा आपको मिलेगा, समथिंग यू विल गेट, दैट इज नोन एज रिटर्न. सो sacrification of current consumption of money in order to get some return in the future in terms of money is known as investments. So my dear friends, sacrification of current consumption of money in order to earn some return, and that must be in terms of money only and in near future, is known as investments. यानी आज आपको जो भी पैसा आप कंज्यूम करने वाले थे, आज संडे है, most of people are enjoying with their families and friends, and we are doing workshop on investment. It's a very nice thing. तो जो पैसे का आप यानी उपभोग या उपयोग करने वाले थे, एट प्रेजेंट वो कर नहीं पाओगे, बिकॉज यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर मनी विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट मनी इन्वेस्टेड टुडे, एंड द रिटर्न यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग that also is in terms of money, that is known as investments. So there is one concept. I think that this concept is clear. सबको clear हो गया होगा? Just go in a chat box and say I. Go in a chat box and say I. The concept is clear. If each and everyone is concerned with the concept of investment, definition of investment, just go in a chat box and say I. Very nice. So You heard that कि हर एक इन्वेस्टमेंट के साथ या हर एक कमाई के साथ में कुछ ना कुछ जोखिम जुड़ी हुई रहती है। ये जो जोखिम वर्ड मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ, जोखिम, दैट इज हिंदी वर्ड, दैट वर्ड इन फाइनेंस टर्म और इन्वेस्टमेंट लैंग्वेज में इसको बोलते हैं रिस्क। इट मीन्स दैट एवरी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रपोजल is associated with the risk, or rather we can say that investment has two sides. First side is return. My dear friends, whenever we use the word return, that must be in terms of percentage. The return is always in terms of percentage, and investment has another side. That side is known as risk, and a risk is also defined in terms of percentage. There are various parameters to calculate the risk. I'm going step by step. So return, we're expecting return in terms of percentage. तो आप लोग थोड़ा सा स्पीकअप होंगे, उधर से बताएंगे, डू यू एक्सपेक्ट मोर रिटर्न और डू यू एक्सपेक्ट लेस रिटर्न? So any rational investor is expecting a more return as compared to the present rate of interest in the market. More return, very nice. More return with less risk. Yes, nice. Pathraji, very nice. More return with the less risk. It means any rational investor will try to maximize his return at a minimum risk. The risk should be minimum. So what kind of risk I am speaking about? So there are three types of risk mainly. Risk, आपने जो पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया है वो पैसा अगर आपको वापस नहीं मिलेगा तो उसको बोलते हैं कैपिटल रिस्क। And whatever money we invested, we are not getting back that those money is known as capital risk. दूसरी रिस्क है इनकम रिस्क, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स। Whatever money you invested and the company in which you made the investment promises you to give a return of 12% per annum. For example, if we make an investment of rupees 1 lakh in the company and company promises us to give a return of 12% per annum, it means 1 lakh का 12% अगर निकालेंगे that comes to 12,000 rupees per month. But company is not able to pay 12,000 rupees at the end of the 1 year. It means they are not giving us the interest or income on the investment. It means we are facing a income risk. हम लोग को income risk face करना पड़ रहा है, हम लोग income risk का शिकार हो गए. And there is another risk. The company in which we made the investment denies to pay back us the principal amount. At the same time, the company is denies to pay back us the income portion. This risk is known as default risk. So तीनों जो रिस्क है, थ्री रिस्क हैज इट्स ओन सिग्निफिकेंस, तीनों के अपने अपने सिग्निफिकेंस है। एंड विच रिस्क इज बेटर, ऐसा तो अपन बोल नहीं सकते कि कैपिटल रिस्क इज बेटर और इनकम रिस्क इज बेटर और डिफॉल्ट रिस्क इज बेटर। एट द सेम टाइम रिटर्न्स जो है वो भी आपके दो प्रकार के रहेंगे। एक रहेगा आपका रियलाइज रिटर्न, यानी पास्ट में उस सिक्योरिटी ने कितना रिटर्न दिया, दैट इज रियलाइज रिटर्न। And another return is expected return, what investor is expected after investing in that company. These are the two types of return. So every rational investor means investor like you and me, who has a proper control on the information, if the investor knows each and every information coming from the market, that is known as efficient market frontier. It means you and I, we both are aware of the market fundamentals, market developments, what is going on in our economy, what is going on in the international market. These informations we are coming, yani we are getting with the help of internet, social medias, televisions, and from our friends and fraternity. And with the help of this information, we are taking our own decision whether to investment in the security X or whether to invest in the security Y. This is known as rational investor. So every rational investor tries to maximize every rational investor tries to maximize his return by minimizing the risk. And every rational investor has the objective to maximize the return by minimizing the risk. Dear friends, the best strategy to maximize the return or to compare your investment alternative, your investment option, whether you have made a wise investment or not, is by comparing with the present rate of interest offered by any commercial bank. For example, if you are having rupees 1 lakh with you, आपके पास 1 लाख रुपया है, and your nearest bank is SBI, you approach the bank manager and ask him that we are making a deposit of rupees 1 lakh, fixed deposit or term deposit with you, and manager says that we are going to provide you, the current rate of interest is higher side by 6%. It means latest by the end of 1 year you will be getting 6,000 rupees. And if you made the investment of rupees 1 lakh in security of company X or Y, कौन सी कंपनी X या Y, ब्लू चिप कंपनी रहेंगी, मिड कैप रहेंगी, स्मॉल कैप रहेंगे, उसके ऊपर धीरे धीरे आएंगे अपन. And that company's past return shows that the company provides you the return of 12%. It means latest by the end of year 1 you will be getting 12,000 rupees. So it is better to invest in the fixed deposit of SBI. Perfect. Yes, 5.44 is running current rate of interest, plus I took 6%. So it is better to invest in SBI? No. Nice answer. Where to invest? We can invest in security X. So my dear friends, here comes the exact point to discuss whether we should make the investment in the shares of security X, whether we should make the investment in the shares of security Y, or we should make the investment in security Z. So whether to purchase security X shares or company Y shares or company Z shares. So who defined that? So first of all, I am going to clear one term known as capitalization. There is one term known as capitalization. The word cap stands for capitalization. The word cap stands for capitalization. This capitalization denotes us two things. It gives us the idea regarding size of the company, and it gives us the idea regarding total market capitalization, total market value. For example, if I ask you the shares of Britannia Limited are selling at rupees say 250, and if I ask you shares of ITC Limited are selling, one share is selling at rupees 2,400, यानी ब्रिटानिया लिमिटेड का एक शेयर बीएसई यानी बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में बिक रहा है 250 में, आईटीसी लिमिटेड का एक शेयर बीएसई बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में बिक रहा है 2400 में. अच्छा, बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज इज अ कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड अंडर इंडियन कंपनीज एक्ट 1956. Currently the act is of 2013, Indian Companies Act, and the main business of the stock exchange is to help the companies to ease the transaction of sale and purchase of shares. And various company, with the help of the foundation and frameworks and technological advancement of Bombay Stock Exchange, can make the transaction of sale and purchase of their shares. So ब्रिटानिया लिमिटेड का एक शेयर 250 में और आईटीसी लिमिटेड का एक शेयर 2400 बिक रहा है. तो कौन सी कंपनी बड़ी होंगी आप बता सकते हो क्या? यानी दोनों में से विच कंपनी इज बिगर इन साइज? यस पात्रा जी, वेरी नाइस. ITC Limited. So which company is bigger in size? In order to find out which company is bigger in size, we will have to multiply the market price per share with the number of shares. For example, number of shares are very huge. So for example purpose, I am taking, for example, the number of shares of Britannia is 5 lakhs and the number of shares of ITC are 10 lakhs. If you multiply 2400 with 10 lakhs, then the resulting value becomes 2400000000. 240 crores. And if you multiply 5 lakhs with 250, then the resulting value becomes 12.50 crores. So these figures of 1250 crores and 250 crores are itself known as market capitalization. It means the number of shares outstanding multiplied by number of shares. Yes, number of shares. Harishi, number of shares outstanding multiplied by current market price per share gives us market capitalization. So here is the formula to find out market capitalization. Number of outstanding shares multiplied by market price per share gives us market capitalization, or it is also known as market value of the firm. So my dear friends, here one thing should be kept in mind, that is number of shares outstanding. The word outstanding used denotes us that while calculating number of outstanding share, we exclude the shares held by promoters, and owners. यानी जो कंपनी के मालिक लोग हैं, who started the company, who conceptualized the idea to start the company, उनके पास जो भी प्रमोटर शेयर होल्डिंग रहता है और ओनर्स लोग के पास जो शेयर होल्डिंग रहता है, जो स्टेक होल्डर्स रहते हैं जिनके पास में बल्क में शेयर होल्डिंग रहता है, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर्स एंड डायरेक्टर शेयर होल्डिंग बोलते हैं उसको, वो छोड़ के जो आम जनता के पास में शेयर्स है, इंस्टीट्यूशंस के पास में जो शेयर्स है, वो नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स आउटस्टैंडिंग मल्टीप्लाइड बाय मार्केट प्राइस पर शेयर गिव्स अस द वैल्यू ऑफ द कंपनी. that value is known as market capitalization. तो मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन के सहारे ही हम लोग डिफाइन करने वाले हैं whether the company belongs to large cap section, large capitalization section, whether the company belongs to mid capitalization section, and whether the company belongs to small capitalization sections. Small cap is some type termed as small case, और small case की जो फिलोसॉफी है वो भी अपन देखने वाले हैं. कुछ प्रॉब्लम क्लियर? यहाँ तक के क्लियर है आइडिया? द आइडिया इज क्लियर और नॉट? Very nice, very nice. So my next part of the workshop is how companies are classified. Writing one question: how companies are classified using market capitalization philosophy. बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में कंपनीज लिस्टेड है, and those companies are listed in a chronological sequence. Companies are listed in a chronological sequence. So first 1 to 100 companies जो है, those companies are popularly known as blue chip companies, पहले 100 नंबर पे जो लिस्टिंग है, 1 नंबर, 2 नंबर, 3 नंबर, फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ, फाइव, सिक्स, सो एंड सो फोर्थ अप टू 100, दोज कंपनीज को बोलते हैं अपन लार्ज कैप कंपनीज। लार्ज कैप कंपनीज, ये जो लार्ज कैप कंपनीज रहता है, इनका जो वैल्यूएशन की अगर बात करेंगे अपन, तो इनमें वैल्यूएशन जो है इनका मोर देन, मोटा मोटी बता रहा हूं मैं आपको, यानी अप्रॉक्स 20,000 करोड़ के ऊपर इनका मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन रहता है। दीज कंपनीज आर नोन एज लार्ज कैप कंपनीज। देन नेक्स्टली, जो 101 से 1012 250 ऑनवर्ड जो कंपनीज रहेंगे, दोज कंपनीज आर नोन एज मिड कैप कंपनीज। यानी इनकी अगर कैपिटलाइजेशन की वैल्यू करेंगे, कैपिटलाइजेशन मींस नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स मल्टीप्लाइड बाय नंबर ऑफ आउटस्टैंडिंग शेयर्स मल्टीप्लाइड बाय मार्केट प्राइस पर शेयर की अगर बात करेंगे, सो बिटवीन 5,000 करोड़ अप टू 20,000 करोड़ जिनका मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन है, those companies falls under the category of mid cap companies. And last but not the least, स्टॉक मार्केट में जो कंपनी का क्रोनोलॉजिकल सीक्वेंस में 251 ऑनवर्ड्स नंबर है, those companies are known as small cap companies. If we speak regarding the market capitalization, their market value, so their market value is less than 5,000 crore rupees. I think this classification is clear. I'm going to further classify and further focus some lights the small, mid, and large cap sections. And first 100 companies listed in the stock market are very large companies, blue chip companies. Their capitalization is more than 20,000 crore rupees. If the company's capitalization falls between 5,000 to 20,000 crore rupees, then those companies are known as mid cap companies. In a chronological sequence, in the stock market, their number is from 1012 to 250, and the companies which are more than 251 onwards, those companies are known as small cap companies. So 5,000 plus companies are there in India. 5,000 plus companies are there in India, which falls under the category of the small cap. तो ये स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज कहलाते हैं, यानी जो जिनका कैपिटलाइजेशन 5,000 से कम है। तो अभी थोड़ा सा अपन देखेंगे कि ये स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज में आपका, यस, NSEs also comprise of small cap, mid cap, and large cap companies. Most of the time, what happens, the company who listed, the company who lists its shares for purchase and sale to the general public, the Bombay Stock Exchange, the same company lists its shares, enroll and registered its shares for sale and purchase in the National Stock Exchange. The criteria is almost same in BSE and NSE. So there is one index known as small cap 50 index of the NSE. I am throwing light on the same in my next part. NSE में एक इंडेक्स है, उसको स्मॉल कैप 50 इंडेक्स बोलते हैं। तो उसमें 50 कंपनियों के शेयर सिलेक्ट किए जाते हैं स्मॉल कैप, जिनका कैपिटलाइजेशन 5,000 करोड़ से कम है। ऐसे जो कंपनीज है, उनमें से पहले 250 कंपनीज को लेंगे, उसमें से फनल में डाल के शॉर्ट लिस्ट करेंगे 100 कंपनीज, एंड 100 कंपनीज में से 50 कंपनीज सिलेक्ट किए जाते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सम क्राइटेरिया। सेक्टोरल रिप्रेजेंटेड होनी चाहिए सभी कंपनीज को 50, और उसके सारे आपका स्मॉल कैप 50 इंडेक्स निकाला जाता है एनएससी का। आएंगे उसके ऊपर भी, पहले तो ये आपको बता दिया स्मॉल कैप, मिड कैप। अभी थोड़ा सा फर्दर क्लासिफिकेशन करते हैं उसमें। आई थिंक आपका पात्रा जी, आई थिंक यू गॉट द आंसर ऑफ योर क्वेश्चन। या, परफेक्ट। So small cap companies with example, mid cap companies with example, and large cap companies. So as I earlier said that large cap companies are very huge companies, very large companies whose market capitalization, market value of those company at present is more than 20,000 crores rupees. So these companies, you can say that Reliance is there, Bajaj is there, Bharti Airtel is there, Infosys is there. These are the companies. These are very huge and large companies. It is better to invest in large cap companies. Investment is better for long term. If you purchase the shares of all these companies, then these companies you will give you a nice return in long period of time. Say 2-3 years, if you purchase, make the purchases in the shares of these companies at present. आज अगर आपने परचेस किया, 2-3 साल अगर होल्ड आपने करके रखा, तो आपको यहाँ पे ज्यादा रिटर्न मिलेगा लॉन्ग टर्म में. यानी यहाँ पे जो आपको स्ट्रेटजी काम में आती है, इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटजी, दैट इज नोन एज बाय एंड होल्ड स्ट्रेटजी. Which strategy is useful here? Buy and hold strategy is useful there, because the reason being is that ये कंपनी ऑलरेडी फ्लरिश हो गई है. These companies are the leaders of the industry. ये कंपनीज इंडस्ट्री के लीडर्स है. इनका बहुत ज्यादा मार्केट शेयर रहता है. इनका मार्केट शेयर बहुत ज्यादा है. यानी अगर 100 लोग प्रोडक्ट यूज करते होंगे उस इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड, तो 100 में से 50, 60, 70 लोग इस कंपनियों ने बनाया हुआ प्रोडक्ट यूज करते हैं. इनका मार्केट शेयर बहुत ज्यादा है. इनको ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल वैसा कम है, इसलिए इनका रिटर्न बहुत लो आता है. यानी कंपनीज ये रिटर्न लो देती है. बट इन्वेस्टमेंट जो अपन करेंगे इस कंपनी में, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट. दैट्स व्हाई दिस कंपनीज आर नोन एज ब्लू चिप कंपनीज, because these companies have a proven track record of the past many years. यानी इन कंपनी के पास में पिछले 10, 15, 20 सालों का प्रूवन ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है कि इनमें जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है वो हमेशा वापस मिलता है. कैपिटल भी वापस मिलता है. रिटर्न भले ही ज्यादा नहीं देंगे, 15%, 20% नहीं देंगे, लेकिन 10-12% तो देंगे ही देंगे ये कंपनीज. और इन्वेस्टर का इनके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा ट्रस्ट रहता है कि पैसा डूबने वाला नहीं रहता है. These companies are known as large cap companies. Clear? Just give me reply from your side so that I can further. Yes, each and everyone. Yes, reply fast. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Awesome, awesome. Then there are companies known as mid cap companies. जो कंपनीज का कैपिटलाइजेशन 5,000 करोड़ से 30,000 करोड़ के बीच में है, those companies falls under the category of mid capitalization companies. So इसमें आप एग्जांपल के तौर पे ले सकते हो, बाटा है आपका, अपोलो टायर्स है, अपोलो टायर्स इज देयर वन कंपनी. टाटा पावर है, यस यस अंकिता जी, यस. टाटा पावर इज देयर. So these companies may distribute dividend to their shareholders or may not distribute dividends to their shareholders. So इनके पास में हायर अपॉर्चुनिटीज है ग्रो करने की, मार्केट शेयर बढ़ाने की, बिकॉज दिस कंपनीज आर स्टिल ग्रोइंग. ये थोड़ा सा ग्रोइंग वाले फेज में है. इनके पास चांसेस है दिस कंपनीज कैन बिकम लार्ज कैप कंपनीज इन द अपकमिंग ईयर्स. सो इनमें अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करोगे, सो एज कंपेयर टू लार्ज कैप कंपनीज प्रोवाइड्स हायर रिटर्न. if you make the comparison between mid cap companies and small cap large cap companies, then as compared to large cap companies, the return provided by the mid cap companies are higher, because they are having potential to grow, to increase their market share by selling their product in the market. They can decrease the shares of the large cap companies because they are really the just competitor or competitor of the large cap companies. लार्ज कैप कंपनी जो माल बना के बेचते हैं उसी प्रकार का माल मिड कैप कंपनीज बना के बेचते हैं, यानी उनके पास मार्केट शेयर बढ़ाने का बहुत ज्यादा पोटेंशियल है, उनको ग्रो करने का बहुत ज्यादा पोटेंशियल है, इसलिए लार्ज कैप कंपनी के कंपैरिजन में यहाँ पे रिटर्न आपको ज्यादा मिलता है. देन हियर कम्स, यस, so here comes the topic of small cap investment. The main topic is small cap investment. The major our discussion focus is on small cap investment. So these are startup companies. Basically these companies are in their very niche. These companies are at their niche stage, यानी बहुत छोटे रहेंगे ये कंपनीज एंड उनके पास बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप है ग्रो होने के लिए. यानी every mid cap and large cap company is small cap in an earlier stage of their life cycle, but every small cap company need not be mid cap or large cap, because most of the startup fails to progress in the future. So small cap कंपनीज में फेल्यूर का चांसेस ज्यादा रहता है, रिस्क हाई रहती है, यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा रिस्क रहती है, रिस्क इज हायर. That's why small cap companies as compared to mid cap companies and large cap companies provide highest return. The return provided by the small cap companies is very huge, very high return. Small cap companies provide करते हैं आपको, because the risk factor depends on two things. The company may grow in the future or the company may fail in the future. अगर कंपनी ग्रो किया तो उसके पास चांसेस है, उसके पास दो प्रकार के चांसेस है. एक तो ग्रोथ का चांस है, कंपनी का बिजनेस लास्ट ईयर 100 करोड़ का रहेगा, वो 150 करोड़ का बिजनेस कर सकती है. और दूसरा है मार्केट शेयर बढ़ा सकती है अपना. यानी अगर मिड कैप कंपनी जो प्रोडक्ट बेचते हैं, लार्ज कैप कंपनी जो प्रोडक्ट बेचते हैं, उसी प्रकार का या उससे सब्सिट्यूट प्रोडक्ट एट लो प्राइस में अच्छे क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्ट और अच्छी सर्विसेज स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज दे सकते हैं, यानी दे कैन इंक्रीज देयर मार्केट शेयर इन द फ्यूचर आल्सो. सो वी आर, आई थिंक concept is clear regarding small cap, mid cap and large cap. And small cap companies are startup companies, they are at their niche stage, very small development stage. There is a future lifespan for development and growth for the small cap companies. There is a huge risk in investment made in the small cap companies, because they may grow or they fail in the future. Clear? Yes or no? Yes. Small cap and small case are same. Small case is the strategy of investment to be made in the small cap companies. It is a theme-based investment. The theme-based investment in a small cap companies suggested by the expert and professional is known as small case. So I am throwing the light. I am throwing the light on it. मैं अभी उसके ऊपर आ रहा हूँ कि which are the ways, which are the three ways with the help of which we can make the investment in the small cap companies. स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज में हम इन्वेस्टमेंट किस प्रकार से कर सकते हैं उसी के ऊपर अभी हम आएंगे. हम परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में बात करेंगे, उसकी ग्रोथ के बारे में बात करेंगे. सो हेडिंग इज थ्री वेज टू इन्वेस्ट in small cap company. So first one is research and invest. Investor can do their own research. They can go through various websites, moneycontrol.com, coin. There is one website, smallcase.com. There are various applications के ऊपर अपन बाद में डिस्कशन करेंगे. यानी खुद का रिसर्च करेंगे एंड खुद का रिसर्च करने के बाद में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट इज ऑलवेज डन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सम स्ट्रेटेजी. हमेशा हम लोग जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज के स्टॉक में वो एक स्ट्रेटेजी के तहत करेंगे. सो अगेन देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजीज with the help of which we can make the investment in the small cap companies. First one is growth stock and second one is value stock. And we can identify such a small cap company or small cap stock. हम ऐसे स्मॉल कैप कंपनी के स्टॉक या शेयर्स की बात करेंगे कि जो कंपनी के पास भविष्य में ग्रो करने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप है, यानी बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप है, यानी उसके पॉलिसीज अच्छे है, उसके फंडामेंटल्स क्लियर है, उसके मैनेजमेंट के उसका जो मैनेजमेंट है वो अच्छा है. सो आप बोलोगे हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई अ ग्रोथ कंपनी, अ ग्रोथ स्मॉल कैप कंपनी. दीज आर माय व्यू पॉइंट्स. इफ लास्ट थ्री इयर्स में उस कंपनी का सेल्स 15% से ज्यादा ग्रो हो रहा है ईयर आफ्टर ईयर, दैट कंपनी इज ग्रोथ कंपनी. इफ लास्ट 3 इयर्स में उस कंपनी का जो प्रॉफिट है ग्रो हो रहा है 15% से ज्यादा, दैट कंपनी इज ग्रोथ कंपनी. If last years में that company's profit after tax is more than 15%, that company is growth company, right? So we will identify and spot such a companies which are having a growth in sales of 15% plus in the past years, a growth in profit of 15% plus in the past years, a growth in profit after tax, PAT stand for profit after tax of 15% plus in the last 3 years. So we will choose the stock of that company and we will make the investment in that the shares of that company. Definitely we will gain more in the future after making the investment in those shares. The second strategy of investment with the help of research is identifying the value stock small cap companies. Value stock small cap companies can be identified by stock. It means the P ratio of that company should be less than the industry P ratio. For example, if we are selecting a company, small cap company from IT sector, information technology sector, then information technology sector का जो industry का P है उससे उस जो कंपनी अपन ने सिलेक्ट किया, फॉर एग्जांपल कंपनी X, तो उसका P रेशियो शुड बी लेस. स्टॉक प्राइस टू बुक रेशियो शुड बी लेस देन इंडस्ट्री प्राइस टू बुक रेशियो. जो हम कंपनी सिलेक्ट करने वाले हैं उसका प्राइस टू बुक रेशियो अगर इंडस्ट्री प्राइस टू बुक रेशियो से अगर कम रहेगा वो कंपनी भविष्य में आपको ज्यादा रिटर्न देगी. अब ये थोड़े टेक्निकल चीजें होगी. प्राइस अर्निंग रेशियो क्या है, व्हाट इज द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन मार्केट प्राइस एंड प्राइस अर्निंग रेशियो, अर्निंग पर शेयर ईपीएस क्या है, दीज आर वेरी टेक्निकल थिंग्स. तो इसके लिए मैं सिंप्लीफाइड लैंग्वेज में आपको बताता हूँ. आपको we should make investment in undervalued stock. यानी if we are value investor, then we should identify such a small cap company whose current market price is very undervalued. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक्स नाम की कंपनी का शेयर आज 120 रुपए में बिक रहा है, लेकिन उसके फंडामेंटल्स का स्टडी करने के बाद में, बाकी सब पैरामीटर्स का स्टडी करने के बाद में वो शेयर 180 में बिकना चाहिए था. सो वी शुड स्पॉट आइडेंटिफाई सच अ शेयर एंड वी शुड मेक इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द शेयर्स ऑफ दैट कंपनी. आफ्टर अ फ्यू पीरियड ऑफ टाइम the shares of company will reach the height of 180, because its fundamentals are saying that this share is undervalued at this point of time, and in future this share will reach the level of 180. Yes, Ankita ji, there are no mid cap and large cap companies in small case. Small case is a investment strategy. I am coming on this. Small case is an investment strategy which provide the investor the avenue of investment in the small cap companies on the basis of some theme. On the basis of some theme. ये पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया क्या? आप लोग मुझे बताएंगे पहले. रिसर्च एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट वाला पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया क्या आप लोग का? यानी वी कैन मेक आवर ओन रिसर्च एंड देन वी कैन मेक द इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सम स्ट्रेटजी. There are two types of strategies: growth strategy and value strategies. These growth and value strategies are itself used by the expert in the small case investment. So small case investment is the platform provided by the expert and professionals to make the investment in a small case companies. Yes, Patraji, technical terms are very complicated at this point of time. P ratio is the relationship between earning per share and market price per share. Yes. Perfect. So I think this point is very clear. Research and investment. Second strategy we will go for. Small cap mutual funds through app. This strategy is very useful and very nice strategy for the new and small micro investors. If we are investing money up to rupees 1 lakh, up to rupees 50,000, up to rupees 1,50,000, then we can make investment in the mutual fund, specifically those mutual funds who make their investment in the shares of the small cap companies. Coin.com is there one app. Lots of apps are there on the internet, with the help of which we can make the investment in the stocks, in the shares of the small cap. Mutual fund is another concept. What is the concept of mutual fund? There is one person known as fund manager. There are four parties actually: sponsor companies, asset management companies, fund manager is there, trustees are there, custodians are there. 5 parties are there in a fund manager. So for example, investor who is having a very small amount of money but want to invest in the shares of 10 companies. For example, say this is the investor, Mr. A. He is having only 1,000 rupees and he is a very aspiring investor. He says that I want to purchase the shares of A company, B company, C company, D company, X, Y, Z companies with the amount of 1,000 rupees. So physically, if he does this thing of investing 1,000 rupees with the help of research and investment strategy, then it is not possible for him to make the investment in the shares of 10 companies, because the amount of money to be invested is very small. So there is another way. He just put his money in one mutual fund. This is known as corpus. Fund manager says, I am going to raise 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh crore rupees. If fund manager specifies the amount to be raised from the unit holders, all these people who make the investment in the mutual fund are known as unit holders. And if fund manager asks that I am going to raise 1 lakh rupees, then it is known as closed fund. And if there is no limitation on the corpus to be raised from the investor, from the unit holders, then it is known as open-ended fund, closed-ended and open-ended. So I took the example of the closed-ended fund. Then these 1 lakh rupees are invested by the fund manager into the shares, debentures and stocks of various companies A, B, C, D, E, and in turn, these companies provides the return to this mutual fund. Fund manager, after deducting his fees and expenses, gives the money back to the investor, to the unit holders. It means that this Mr. A, will enjoy the benefit generated from the stocks of A, B, C, D, and E companies. And obviously, all these companies, all these stocks are taken from the small cap segment. So this is the entire concept of the small cap mutual fund with the help of applications. Very nice question. Go to AMC app and invest there. Yes, definitely. If we just copy paste the holding of a mutual fund and invest in shares and debentures in same ratio, shall I get more profit? No, it is not possible, because see what is happening. Most of the people try to replicate the same philosophy used by the mutual funds. So mutual funds fund manager is a term used in the financial jargon. Fund manager is not a single person. He is having a team of 200, 300 and 500 intelligent and expert peoples. उनका दिन रात काम यही रहता है कि R&D करके कौन से कंपनी का शेयर बेचना है, कौन से कंपनी का शेयर खरीदना है, इंट्राडे कब करना है, लॉन्ग पीरियड के लिए कब होल्ड करना है, उनके स्ट्रेटेजीज पूरे रेडी रहते हैं कि एक कंपनी में, जैसे एक कंपनी में उन्होंने 20,000 रुपया डाला होगा, तो ये एक कंपनी का शेयर वेदर टू होल्ड दिस शेयर फॉर 20 डेज और 25 डेज, या कितने बजकर कितने मिनट में बेचने का है, उनके पास कुछ इनपुट्स रहते हैं, उनके कुछ फंडामेंटल्स और रिसर्च थियरीज रहते हैं, उसके सारे वो सेल परचेस करते हैं. अ rational investor can come to know where the fund manager or where a particular fund, mutual fund invested their money in which proportion. We can replicate, we can replicate and we can copy their proportion of holding, but we cannot say the timing of investment to be made and the timing of investment to be sold. इन्वेस्टमेंट कब करना है और इन्वेस्टमेंट कब बेचना है, इसी टाइमिंग के ऊपर पूरा का पूरा रिटर्न जनरेट होता है. फंड मैनेजर डू इंट्राडे एंड डिलीवरी बोथ. तो ये इंट्राडे करते हैं और इसका डिलीवरी जो मैकेनिज्म रहता है फंड मैनेजर का, यानी फंड मैनेजर इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ पे करना है ये डिसाइड करते हैं. बेचने का पावर ट्रस्टीज के पास रहता है, और शेयर्स का जो डिलीवरी वाला जो मैकेनिज्म रहता है फंड मैनेजर का, ये फुल प्रूफ सिस्टम बना के रखा है अपना AMFI ने, एसोसिएशन ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्रीज ने कुछ गाइडलाइंस बनाए हैं सेबी के साथ मिलके. फंड मैनेजर डिसाइड द स्ट्रेटेजी वेयर टू इन्वेस्ट. he can decide the strategy which share to sell with the help of trustees, and all these securities in an electronic form are kept with the custodian of the fund. Unless and until custodians permits, fund manager वो sell नहीं कर सकता है. It means there must be a proper coordination. There must be a proper coordination between fund manager, custodian and trustees. So मनी कंट्रोल के ऊपर जाके आप कर सकते हो स्पर्श जी. You can, money control is there, coin is there, coin app is there, lots of apps are there. I'm not suggesting a particular app to the investor. I'm not suggesting any particular app to all of you. There are lots of apps. So the better way, you can make some research by your own, and then you can go for small cap mutual fund. Or better, you can make the investment. If you want to invest in small cap companies mutual fund, then you can do so with your bankers also. Bankers at present also provides in retail banking form, they can provide you this facility of making investment in the mutual funds also. Go to your branch. Every bankers in India like SBI, PNB, these are also coming and fighting with the competition given by the private sector banks. You can approach your banks, you can ask your branch manager, and they can assist you. They can allocate you a person specifically given for this retail banking segment, and they can assist you. But they are not in a position to say you that you are going to invest in such, that you have to spot which small cap mutual fund should you purchase, because in today's world there are lots of companies and lots of mutual funds which are providing small cap mutual funds. So last strategy is there is theme based investment. And this theme-based investment itself is known as small case. I think most of people previously asking the questions, is small cap and a small case is same. So this theme-based investment is known as small case. Nowadays, this small case is very popular among the investor. The simple logic is there. I am going to show you some graph. If we plot the data of the stock market on X and Y axis, here time period is there, and here index, we plot the index on the Y axis. Then if this is your small cap, this is your small cap. This is your mid cap, and this is your large cap. So if you notice that, yes, there is one question. I'm just finishing my session this after 5 to 10 minutes. Then I am open to take question and answers from your side. No problem. So if you notice is that small cap trend line fluctuates more, mid cap trend line is very steady, and large cap trend line is very trending, and there is upward increase very slowly. But if you observe the up down pattern of this small cap, then there is a huge up down pattern. So if I speak in terms of performance, अगर मैं परफॉर्मेंस की बात करूंगा, यानी स्मॉल कैप बेटर है, मिड कैप बेटर है या लार्ज कैप बेटर है, तो उसकी परफॉर्मेंस की अगर बात करेंगे अपन, तो ऐसा बोल सकते अपन, इफ स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स, जो कि थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको बताया था कि निफ्टी नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज स्मॉल कैप 50 is the name of index, falls, then it falls, तो वो इतना ज्यादा गिरता है, more than mid cap and large cap. यानी माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, ये स्मॉल कैप का इंडेक्स अगर ग्रो करता है तो इतना ज्यादा ग्रो करता है कि लार्ज और मिड कैप से ज्यादा आपको रिटर्न मिलेगा। ये जो बीच का डिफरेंस आप लोग नोटिस कर रहे हो, दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंडेक्स एंड अल्टीमेटली डिफरेंस बिटवीन रिटर्न। तो ये लार्ज कैप के कंपैरिजन में स्मॉल कैप में बहुत ज्यादा रिटर्न रहता है, मिड कैप के कंपैरिजन में यहाँ पे रिटर्न हाईएस्ट रहता है। यहाँ पे आपको स्टेबल रिटर्न मिलेगा लार्ज कैप में, मिड कैप में आपको मॉडरेट रिटर्न मिलेगा, तो स्मॉल कैप में आपको हाईएस्ट रिटर्न मिलेगा। यानी यहाँ पे अगर अप साइड में जाएगा तो लार्ज और मिड कैप से ज्यादा अपर रिटर्न आपको प्रोवाइड करेगा स्मॉल कैप। लेकिन माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, अगर फॉल होता है मार्केट, डाउनफॉल होता है, अभी पैंडेमिक आ गया, बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही है अपने इंडिया में, तो अगर आपने स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट किया है, सो दे आर मोर प्रोन टू रिस्क because they are not having that much cushion, that much buffer amount of money to sustain the ups and downs and cyclical ups and downs flows, seasonal variation and cyclical variation in their business. तो इनका जो इंडेक्स है वो ज्यादा नीचे भी आता है। दिस इज द डाउन साइड, दिस इज द परफॉर्मेंस पॉइंट। एंड थीम बेस्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट में ये परफॉर्मेंस की बात अपन को देखने का है। तो इसमें एक रहेगा आपका थीम बेस्ड में भी दो स्ट्रेटेजी रहेंगे। strategies in a theme based, there are two strategies, and a theme based growth and theme based value. So my dear friends, the only difference between theme based investment, which is known as small case investment, and research and investment is that research and investment may we ourselves decide the small cap stock where to invest, either to invest in a growth stock or to invest in a value stock. But in case of theme-based investment, it is known as small case investment. All these activities are not done from our side, but it is done for ourselves by the expert. It means we are taking the services of expert and they are suggesting us where to invest, in which small cap stock you should make the investment, that is growth stock or value stock. They are going to identify for us the value or growth stock from our side. Thank you very much, my friends, my dear friends. Our session of investment in small cap is completed. So I'm open to take some question answer session from your side. You can ask your question. Mutual fund technology. What is index and index fund? Can you explain in simple terms? Yes, very nice. So index is Bombay Stock Exchange is the index. Again, I'm going to explain you the indexation methods in a simple language. How this small cap index is determined. So 250 companies are selected from small cap segment. All companies, there are large number of companies in Indian stock market comes under the category of small cap. Only 100 companies are there in a large cap. 1012, 150 companies are there in a mid cap, and 251 plus up to 5,000. And a 4,700, 5,000 companies are there in a small cap. Out of those 5,000 companies, 250 companies are selected. Out of those 250 companies, 50 companies are shortlisted using some funnel, some criteria. And out of those, only 50 companies are selected to calculate the index. This index is calculated, all these companies share prices are taken, and there is moving average is calculated, and this moving average is nothing but the index of that small cap companies. So ratio is there, how much they invest in 50 companies का जो सेक्टर और रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, कौन से सेक्टर से कितने कंपनीज लेने का है, तो फाइनेंस सेक्टर से लेंगे 20%, आपका आईटी सेक्टर से रहेगा 15% कंपनीज, आपका कंज्यूमर गुड्स से रहेगा आपका 14%, फार्मा से रहेगा आपका कुछ 10%, मेटल वाला जो सेगमेंट है उससे कुछ आपके 8% कंपनीज लेंगे, और ये सब कंपनीज लेने के बाद में इसका जो शेयर्स है उसका मूविंग एवरेज निकालेंगे शेयर प्राइस का, so that gives us index. शेयर प्राइस का मूविंग एवरेज निकालेंगे, that gives us index. So कुछ म्यूचुअल फंड्स ऐसे रहते हैं, वो म्यूचुअल फंड्स पैसा इकट्ठा करते हैं यूनिट होल्डर के पास से, और वो पैसा स्मॉल कैप कंपनीज में ना लगाते हुए अलग अलग इंडेक्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. यू कैन मेक द इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज इंडेक्स इटसेल्फ. निफ्टी 50 इंडेक्स में भी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं, स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप इंडेक्स में भी कर सकते हैं, और उस इंडेक्स के थ्रू जो रिटर्न मिलेगा, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज इज नथिंग बट अ कंपनी, जो कंपनी दूसरे कंपनी उसका बिजनेस है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करने का, दूसरे कंपनी के शेयर्स बेचने खरीदने बेचने में और पैसा कमाने का. सो वैसा आप लोग कर सकते हो. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. आई थिंक पात्रा जी, यू गेट योर आंसर, प्लीज रिप्लाई. कैन यू सजेस्ट सम small cases? There is a Santosh ji, there is smallcase.com. You can go and research on the smallcase.com website. Default risk answers. Default risk means if you made investment in the security of कंपनी एक्स में अगर आपने पैसा लगाया 1,00,000 रुपए लगाया, तो 1 साल के बाद में आपको एक्सपेक्टेड था रिटर्न 12%. So after the expiry of 1 year, you will not be getting your 1,00,000 rupees along with the 12%, that is 12,000 rupees. It means you will have to lose 1,00,000 along with 12,000 rupees. That is known as default risk. Please reply करते जाइए आप लोग whether the concept is clear or not. Santosh ji, please reply in a chat box. Smallcase.com is the website. स्पर्शा जी, डिफॉल्ट रिस्क का आंसर दे दिया मैंने, प्लीज रिप्लाई इन द चैट बॉक्स. Yes. Why price of share rise and fall? What are the parameters? How to predict? Yes. Is there any risk in fixed deposit? Fixed deposit, we made the investment in fixed deposits, so there is no risk at all in the fixed deposit. That's why these investment are a risk neutral investment. The return provided by the fixed deposits are known as risk free interest. That is the reason there is low risk, there is very negligible risk. The fixed deposits are protected by insurance scheme of the government of India. That's why the returns are very low. There is no risk at all. There is no risk at all in the fixed deposits. But if you make the fixed deposits with the private companies and NBFCs, non-banking financial corporation, then there is a risk because they invest their money outside. But where they make the investment, that is not visible to public. That's why there is a risk. Prices of shares fall and rise. So who will decide? See, again, I'm going to explain you the very basic concept. The investment, basically making an investment is the art. This is our economy. And in every economy, there are various industries. And out of those industries, we will also select the company. So there are three types of analysis: economic analysis, industry analysis, and company analysis. Sometimes what happens? Economy will grow, industries are grow, companies growing. Sometimes economy will fall, industries are failing, but companies growing. Sometimes economies is failing, industries is failing, and companies also failing. So we'll have to identify such a company which is industry leader, and we'll have to invest in the shares of that company. At the same time, we'll have to keep in the mind the economical perspective. ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स कितना है अपना इंडिया का, जीडीपी क्या चल रहा है, पर कैपिटा इनकम क्या है अपने जीडीपी का, बाकी पैरामीटर क्या है, फाइनेंशियल डेफिसिट है क्या अपना, फिजिकल अपना डेफिसिट कितना है कंट्री का, उसके बाद में आपका क्रूड का प्राइसेस क्या चल रहा है, इंटरनेशनल अपने रिलेशंस कैसा है क्योंकि एक भी कोई अगर न्यूज आती है कोई भी, यानी जैसे कि XYZ कंपनी ने अपने वैक्सीनेशन देने को मना कर दिया, तो उससे भी स्टॉक के प्राइसेस कम ज्यादा हो सकते हैं, because all these prices, how why stock share rise and fall, all these prices are nothing but the reflection of the sentiments of the investor. Stock prices fall and rise are nothing but the reflections of the sentiments of the investor. If investor are very eager and very willing to purchase the shares, then demand increases, supply of shares falls, then prices of the shares increases. But investor comes to know that there is something happening, something will happen in the economy, something will happen in the industry, then they start selling their shares. If they start selling more shares, that is panic selling or panic buying, then stock market crashes and falls. Patra ji, got your answer? Yes, Santosh Fernandez ji, there is Axis Direct. Yes, perfect. You are speaking regarding Axis Bank. Axis Bank also provide portfolio management, PMS. There is one product known as portfolio management services. If you opens, you are having Burgundy account in the Axis Bank, then they are going to provide you the portfolio PMS, portfolio management services. You have to resort, you have to park your money in that account, and out of that account, they will make investment for you in a small cap segment also. Which kind of shares are affected during election? It's very nice and tricky question. Yes, I am asking one by one your question, no problem. Which kind of shares are affected during election? See, generally, the noticeable thing across the world are there. After election, if you go through in the history of our economy itself, then if you observe and notice that whenever elections are conducted in our country, after elections, there is a huge inflation. Our general goods and services will be prices of goods and services will rise by 5 to 10%. इलेक्शन में होता क्या है? इलेक्शन में ऐसा पर्टिकुलरली कोई इंडस्ट्री नहीं है। अगेन इट्स अ वेरी पॉलिटिकल डायलॉग फ्रॉम माय साइड कि कौन सा पार्टी का गवर्नमेंट आता है, तो कौन से कंपनीज प्रो उस पार्टी को है। जनरली तो बिजनेसमैन तो सभी गवर्नमेंट के साथ ये करते हैं, लेकिन उसमें उनके कुछ हिडन एजेंडाज रहते हैं, उसके हिसाब से वो सेंटिमेंट्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टर्स दिखा देते हैं, कौन से कंपनी के शेयर्स बढ़ते हैं। जैसे अदानी का हो गया अभी इलेक्शंस में, इसके बाद में शेयर्स कम हो गए, ज़्यादा हो गए। अभी जो स्कैम 1992 में जो आपके जर्नलिस्ट थे, उन्होंने कुछ वो स्कैम वगैरह ओपन किया। ऐसे बहुत लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर। We can't say that particular these company shares will fall in the election or will rise in the election. Even if economy falls, but shareholders don't sell their share. अच्छा, इकोनॉमी अगर कम होता है, रिसेशन आता है एंड शेयरहोल्डर्स ने उसका शेयर्स नहीं बेचा, सो there is one theory of the stock market that is known as random walk theory. So random walk theory और टेक्निकल मार्केट हाइपोथेसिस ये बोलता है आपको, टीएमएच टेक्निकल मार्केट हाइपोथेसिस, कि अगर आपने कोई कंपनी का शेयर परचेस किया है और इकोनॉमी अगर गिरती भी है और उस कंपनी के फंडामेंटल्स अगर स्ट्रांग होते हैं और आपने लॉन्ग पीरियड के लिए अगर वो शेयर होल्ड करके रखा, तो डेफिनेटली दैट शेयर इज गोइंग टू गिव यू अ हायर रिटर्न प्रोवाइडेड द फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ दैट कंपनी must be strong. You can take the example of ADAG, Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group of Companies and Reliance Industries Limited. दोनों brothers है. At the same time, if you are the investor and if you invested 50,000 rupees in the shares of ADAG and 50,000 rupees in the shares of Reliance, so after a bit of 5 years, you will come to that Reliance shares, the amount of money of 50,000 rupees invested in the shares of the Reliance will be grown to 1,50,000 rupees. But the 50,000 rupees invested in ADAG after a period of 5 years falls to 10,000 rupees. So that is the difference. Fundamentals means their business doing capacity, whether they are their team, their management is focusing on their core service, their core business or not. If they are focusing more on their core businesses, they are providing more goods and service, they are producing quality products and selling quality products to the society, then society will be purchasing from those companies, that companies will be earning a huge profit, and their profit earning capacity itself attract the investor to make investment in the shares of those companies. Got it, na? Yes or no? What things should we check in the fundamentals? Where can we get the information of fundamentals of a company? You can search the information on the website of the company itself. There is one newspaper known as Economic Times. That Economic Times, their editors and their journalists gives us their own opinion. Industry experts see business.com, ndtprofit.com, profit channels are there. These channels should go to these channels. These channels will give you the entire idea regarding the what is happening in the stock market, what is happening in the company. See, my prediction is that the future of this automobile sector, which the automobiles which are using the conventional fuel, that is petrol, diesels and oils, इनका फ्यूचर बहुत ही भयंकर रहने वाला है भविष्य में, because today itself from this Diwali season onwards, the competition between electrical vehicles is starting, and wait for 1 or 2 more years, the electrical vehicles, two wheelers, moped, they will be launching in upcoming 2, 3, 5 months. Those are they will be selling at a very exorbitant prices, because the logic is their logic is that they want to achieve the first more advantage. First more advantage is such a policy and such a strategy in which company comes into the market, they sell their vehicles at an exorbitant price because there is no competitor nearby. Now, for example, a company sells its electric moped for 1,50,000 rupees to a Indian customer. An Indian customer will have to buy, they must be buying that vehicle for 1,50,000 rupees. Why? Because there is no option at all. There is no alternative to compare. That's why they are purchasing for 1,50,000 rupees. But if you say that there are 2, 3 players means they are first mover. They are the first mover in the industry. When competition becomes very large, then consumer will be the king, and then they will search the better alternative, and the prices will be dropped. Where our economy is going. can you tell about phases in economic cycle and length of cycle and phases? See, human life is very short. आप बोलोगे क्या बोल रहे सर आप, हम तो 100 साल जीने वाले हैं। मुबारक हो आप लोग को, लेकिन देखिए हमारी लाइफ जो है वो बहुत ही स्मॉल है एज कंपेयर टू द लाइफ ऑफ द इकोनॉमी। अगर मैं इकोनॉमी की बात करता हूँ तो यहाँ पे अपने लेवल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज आएंगे और यहाँ पे आपका टाइम पीरियड आएंगे। सो कोई भी इकोनॉमी के लिए 5, 10, 50 साल, 100 साल का टाइम पीरियड बहुत ही कम रहता है। सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? सो दिस इज नोन एज योर ट्रेंड लाइन। This is your peak phase. This is trough. This is recovery. This is prosperity. Recession. And below this trend line, this is known as a depression. And this phase, the time period of this phase is ranges from 15 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 years, depending on the economic activities of the countries and how the activities are controlled by the Reserve Bank of India, by the central bank of a particular country, and by the government of that country. So currently we are experiencing recession and depression. In the past 45 years, we have a negative GDP of -7%. Our GDP is in negative at present, and all economic activities are in a standstill. Agriculture growth is in negative, automobile sector growth is in negative, industry growth is there only 2%. So I think Patra ji, you got the answer. ये आपको समझ में आ गया? उधर से थोड़ा सा बात करेंगे आप प्लीज सर. व्हाट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑन ए कंपनी बोथ इन्फ्लेशन एंड डिफ्लेशन? सी, इन्फ्लेशन से होता क्या है? व्हाट इज जनरली हैपनिंग विद इन्फ्लेशन? अगेन आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू एग्जांपल. इफ somebody of you start your camera, your video, then it is very nice me to explain in an interactive way. Patra ji, you yourself can start your camera, no problem at all. Yes, see. And you can ask, you can unmute. I think, is it possible for you to unmute your voice or not? I don't know, but you can ask me a audio question, no problem at all. See, there is one question: what is the impact of company on company, both of inflation and deflation? See, for example, X is a person. X is earning rupees 1 lakh. X is earning rupees 1 lakh. Clear? If X purchases goods worth rupees 1 lakh today, फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1 किलो उसने शुगर परचेस किया 1 लाख रुपए में, एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे बोल रहा हूँ मैं, मोटा मोटी, दिस इज एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे, एंड इन्फ्लेशन राइजेस एट द रेट ऑफ 10%. इट मीन्स इन ऑर्डर टू परचेस this 1 kg sugar after 1 year, if you purchase 1 kg sugar after 1 year, then definitely this sugar will be available in the market at the rate of 1,10,000 rupees. Yes, Patra ji, getting na? If you make the purchase of 1 kg sugar today, then that comes at rupees 1 lakh rupees. After a period of 1 year, that sugar will be purchased by paying rupees 1,10,000 rupees. That is the rate of inflation. This is inflation. But this, in order to purchase 1 kg sugar, this Mr. X must have rupees 1,10,000 after 1 year. What is happening in our country? Their salaries, their real income only increased by 6%. It means after a period of 1 year, this person, this Mr. X is having only 1,06,000 rupees in his purse, and he will have to purchase 1 kg sugar after 1 year, which will be available for 1,10,000 rupees. It means there is a difference of rupees 4,000 rupees, and these 4,000 rupees are filled by this rational investor, rational consumer, By taking a loan from outside, he will have to take a loan. He'll have to take a loan from outside, or he will have to reduce his saving by rupees 4,000. Whatever amount of money he has kept aside for future use, he'll have to make the result of those savings and take 4,000 rupees away out of that saving. It means his real saving and his real investment capacity decreases by the inflation. This is from the point of view of the investor perspective. Now I am going to throw the light from company's point of view. See, inflation reduces the real earning capacity of the person individual. This example which I quoted above with the help of 1 lakh, 1 lakh 6,000 and 1 lakh 10,000. Here the earning capacity of Mr. X is reduced by rupees 4,000 rupees. 4,000 से उसका earning capacity कम हो गया. From company side, what is happening? Company side से क्या होता है? What is happening from company side? What is happening from company side? Those companies which suffers in the investment, only those companies which suffers in the investment whose products prices are increased in the inflation. If company why products price is increased in the inflation, suppose this sugar selling company, what is happening, inflation का क्या कंपनी के ऊपर परिणाम होगा? 1 किलो शुगर 1 लाख में खरीद रहे थे, अभी ये बंदे का मनस्थिति नहीं है, he is not in a position to take 4,000 rupees loan and take 4,000 rupees out of his saving. Then what is happening with his 1,06,000 rupees? उसको 1 किलो शुगर तो नहीं मिलेगा, उसको कम शुगर लेके आना पड़ेगा घर में, पात्रा जी. इट मीन्स जो कंपनी का सेल है, शुगर का प्राइस बढ़ गया इन्फ्लेशन के कारण, और वो कंपनी का सेल क्या हो जाएगा? कम हो जाएगा. इट मीन्स इन्फ्लेशन से बहुत हानि होंगी, और डिफ्लेशन से, क्योंकि डिमांड कम हो जाएंगी. अल्टीमेटली इन्फ्लेशन से प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड कम होती है, और डिफ्लेशन में इसका उल्टा होता है. द रिवर्स विल हैपन इन केस ऑफ डिफ्लेशन. द जनरल फॉल इन द प्राइसेस ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इज नोन एज डिफ्लेशन. डिफ्लेशन में पीपल स्टार्ट डिमांडिंग मोर एंड मोर. Still the demand will not increase. The reason behind the deflation is that supply side angle of the money, because people are not having ample money to make the demand. That's why prices are reducing. Why suppliers are ready to reduce the prices of goods and services? And a deflation is from supplier point of view. Inflation is from the two types of inflation are there. One is demand pull inflation. People are demanding more and more goods. That's why prices rises. And another inflation which we are experiencing today due to rise in the prices of fuel. आपका पेट्रोल 108, 107, 110 हो गया, तो ऑब्वियसली ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के कारण आपका बढ़ जाएगा. Yes, there is a inflation deflation in the history of India. There is a deflation. 1962 में आया था, 1930s में आया था ग्रेट डिप्रेशन, तब डिफ्लेशन चल रहा था अपने इंडिया में. I think you will get the answer. Any other questions from your side, cross section of society? Please, you can ask me the questions. No problem at all. Please. During deflation, what about share price? What about share price? Deflation जो लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर्स है, जिन्होंने बाय एंड होल्ड करके रखा है, उनके प्राइजेस के ऊपर कुछ परिणाम नहीं होगा, बिकॉज फंडामेंटल स्ट्रॉन्ग है कंपनी का. और जो पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का आपने शेयर परचेस किया है, उसके प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर क्या असर पड़ रहा है कंज्यूमर के सेंटिमेंट्स का. जैसे अगर शुगर बनाने वाली कंपनी है, प्राइसेस अगर गिर रहे, तो उसका डिमांड अगर बढ़ रहा है, वो अगर ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट बेच पा रही है कंपनी, ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट बेचेंगे तो ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होगा, ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होगा तो उसके शेयर की डिमांड बढ़ेंगी, तो उसके शेयर की डिमांड बढ़ेंगे तो उस कंपनी के शेयर के प्राइसेस बढ़ेंगे. डिफ्लेशन में जो कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड बढ़ती है, उसके शेयर की अल्टीमेटली प्राइस बढ़ जाती है. ये फर्क पड़ेगा. हाउ टू मेक अवरसेल्फ साइकोलॉजिकली स्ट्रांग टू इन्वेस्ट इन स्मॉल कैप फंड? सी, when you start absorbing the shocks of small losses, then you will become psychologically strong. Otherwise, it is not possible for an investor. See, people like you and me, if we start investing from 5,000 rupees, then, and if you lose 5,000 rupees, then it is okay with our psychology mindset. Okay, oh, 5,000 rupees, we can sustain that loss. If you start with 5 lakhs rupees and and you will surprised to know that you will lose your 5 lakhs rupees, then this shock is very surprising to you. That's why in order to make yourself psychologically strong, you have to start taking shocks, absorbing shocks of small amounts. That will make you psychologically strong. Can we have trading, holdings, and small case in same demat account? Yes, definitely. With the help of demat account, you can do n number of things. Lots of things are there. Lots of products are available in the market. Yes. Anybody else, please? Any questions from your side? Very nice question. AMC can't go bankrupt because there are watch of SEBI. SEBI keeps watch on them. There are various guidelines given by the SEBI. That's why it is not possible for AMC to go bankrupt, because they are not investing in a single stock. For example, I am fund manager. I'm having 1 lakh crore rupees of the unit holders. When myself, AMC, asset management company, becomes bankrupt, when I am going to put entire 1 lakh crore rupees in the stock market of the one company, and that company becomes bankrupt itself, then that company becomes bankrupt, I become bankrupt. I become bankrupt, entire unit holders will lose their money. But such things will not happen, because there is such criteria, there is such parameters in India given by the SEBI, that each AMC will have to invest some proportion of money as given by RBI and SEBI in so and so sectors. That's why it is not possible. Any question? Is SBI mutual fund more secure than other mutual fund like Axis or HDFC? SBI mutual fund has the highest capital among all fund house. See, the all mutual funds are safe. Mutual fund investment are subject to market risk. That is reality. But the fund manager, how wise the fund manager is, how well diversified their team is, how expertise they are having to invest in a, and it is a matter of luck. It is a matter of fact. If a mutual fund, if SBI's mutual fund invested in various sectors and that sector falls itself, then mutual fund will not grow. No? Mutual fund will not give you that much return. So it depends on the expertise of the fund manager. You can't name at this point of time, in not even in India, not in USA, you can't name that this fund is going to do the miracle in the future. That is not the case. You have to parking the best. My own experience is that you should put your money in various segments. Don't put all your eggs in a single basket. It is always better to invest your money somewhere else. Make some FD of 1 lakh rupees, RD, mutual fund, LIC, real estate, gold, silver, utensils, murals, antique pieces, equity linked saving schemes are there, monthly income schemes are there, debentures purchase करके रखेंगे, systematic investment plan purchase करेंगे, because कोई भी एक चीज अपने यहाँ पे prosper नहीं होता, because each and every investment jargon is affected by some environmental factor. Clear? Got it? Yes. I think you'll get the answers of your questions. Please give your feedback. Have you enjoyed the today's workshop or not? Yes, you can contact with yes, Patraj, you can contact with Spark people. Then we will arrange the future classes. No problem. If you enjoyed your session, please give me your feedback. Happy feedback from your side. Please give me your suggestions. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thanks a lot, sir. So just to inform all of you,
Yes.
certificate and recording of this class will be available in the app only. If you open the app, on the top, you can see my recordings, my certifications. So you can find the entire recording of this class in that app only, in Spark.Live app only, and certificate also there. So after this workshop is closed, so you will get a feedback link from us in your registered mail ID. So please give us a valuable feedback. It will be great help from you guys also. So thank you so much for such a wonderful session, sir. Thank you everyone for joining. It was a wonderful session. Have a great evening, sir, ahead. Have a great
Thank you
evening.
very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very much, all of you. Happy Sunday to all of you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.